Hello, everybody. My favorite month of the year. I wonder why, right? It's October, and more Halloween scary movies come out in October. And like I already seen the new Hellraiser, that was pretty good. Watch it if you're into scary stuff. And I'm gonna watch Halloween Kills when it comes out, or Halloween Ends. I'm sorry, when it comes out too. The genre just, you know what? Anyway, I'm reading this horror story that I wrote, and it's a series. It's called The Protectors of Earth, and this one is called A Walking Nightmare, and I am now on chapter 2. If you want to read the last book, it's on YouTube, and it's also on Wattpad if you want to read it, just read it instead of listen to it. Well, here we go. Chapter 2. A middle-aged nurse sits down into her very comfortable couch and turns on the television. She is still wearing her work clothes, and seeing that it was a very difficult day, she decides some cold vodka is in order, that she just takes out of the freezer of her fridge. Oh no. Her whole house is completely a mess. Sorry, I lost my spot. Because she still feels worried that Mrs. Crabtree's spirit will come and kill her. She realizes that the bottle of vodka is now empty, though. So she walks out into the kitchen, throws the empty bottle in the trash, and then reaches into her refrigerator and grabs another bottle. She hears a loud creak coming from the living room, and in all of the silence, it sounds to her like thunder, which makes her jump. So she carefully, slowly, walks back out into the living room, but she finds out that she is still in her home alone. Relieved, she sits back down onto the couch, takes another drink of vodka right out of the bottle, and she grabs the remote controller so she can find something that interests her on the television. But there is not much on. Her cell phone that is sitting upon the coffee table that is right in front of her begins to ring. Hello? She quickly answers it. A little human comfort will do her some good at the moment, but nobody says anything back to her. In fact, she hears static and a vague hint of a woman moaning in pain, so she quickly hangs up the telephone. But then, the television begins to change channels on its own. She quickly jumps to her feet, knowing that something does not feel right, like something is hunting her. It's a horrible feeling knowing that she is somebody else's prey, to a predator that she cannot defend herself against. She begins to hear footsteps approaching slowly from behind her. She quickly turns around and sees some of her belongings are being tossed onto the floor. Then, everything that is turned on all quickly shuts off. Okay, Mrs. Crabtree, I am ready, so whenever you're ready. She closes her eyes, expecting to feel all kinds of pain. But nothing happens. In fact, everything turns back on. So hoping that she does not have to fear for her life anymore, she sits back down, but this time more comfortable and relaxed. She feels a sharp pain going quickly through her chest, but nobody is standing in front of her. She assumes the worst and guesses that Mrs. Crabtree's spirit is purposely killing her out of spite. She feels that her heart is being ripped out of her chest. Then she actually sees her heart, floating in mid-air and still slowly beating. When she inhales her final breath of oxygen, she actually sees Mrs. Crabtree's grotesque spirit, horribly smiling, as she squeezes the heart that is still in her left hand until it pops, and blood splatters everywhere as if she were to pop a balloon. Mrs. Crabtree releases what is left of the heart and allows it to land onto the living room floor, right in front of the now dead owner's feet. Mrs. Crabtree begins to walk away, so the nurse believes she can actually die in peace and move on to her own afterlife. But as her spirit begins to float upwards towards a blinding light, she gets stopped and then gets pulled back in the opposite direction. She tries to grab and reach for the light, as she knows now that she is going to go through a fate worse than death. Once she gets her vision back completely, She only sees the back of Mrs. Crabtree as she gets dragged along with every slowly step she takes, because there's a chain binding both of her feet to Mrs. Crabtree's waistline. As much as she claws and stretches at and scratches at the chains, she cannot get free from the torment that she is about to endure. Balthazar is sitting upon the throne, having a boring conversation with his human charge, Victor. To be honest, Victor is doing most of the talking as Balthazar is trying to ignore his rant. I know that you want your son, but at the moment we have to concentrate on your wife. Balthazar finally speaks. What the hell are you talking about? My wife is dead. Victor brushes off Balthazar's comment. Her body, yes. But when a reaper came to drag her soul into hell, she denied him and is now a vengeful spirit. Some of Balthazar's interests strayed off the conversation as he begins scratching the back of his hellhound's head. Trust me, I checked myself. That just figures that she couldn't leave. The one reason that I wasn't there for my son's birth is because she wouldn't allow me. Victor notices out of the corner of his eyes that Balthazar is actually quietly laughing at his misfortune. Laugh all you want, demon. Just remember that I am your only gateway into the realm of the living. So watch how you treat me, or you will no longer have that opportunity. Victor is not afraid of what can happen to him while he is in hell. Besides, he knows that he is coming down here at the end of his life anyways. You are in charge, for now. Another master demon enters Balthazar's personal hell. Balthazar and Victor both notice that he looks way too serious for this to be a social call. Balthazar stands up out of his throne and stands next to Victor. Whatever this demon wants to say, he can tell both of them at the same time. He figures that it's going to be something bad, because it's always a bad sign to see another master demon in his domain, because it can only mean one thing. Lucifer wants to speak with both of you, right now. The master demon seems very pushy. Maybe Lucifer yelled at him before he sent him, because the archangel has one of those angers that if you piss him off, he will not think twice about taking that being's head and stealing whatever soul they have for his own massive collection. I know I mess up a couple lines. There's edits in here too. Is it actually important because Lucifer sometimes makes a mountain out of an anthill? Of course it's important. And it doesn't matter anyways, because he is a being that has much more power than any of us. So I wouldn't test him, because our creator will rip your body into a million pieces and laugh hysterically at your agony. The master demon warns them, but no matter how smart, powerful, or evil they think they are, Lucifer has them outwitted in every way. Since you put it that way, we'll be there in a matter of minutes. Whatever you say, just don't take too long, because you and I both know of his impatience with demons. The other master demon turns around and exits through the flesh-endorsed wall. It opens itself once he gets close, and then closes all by itself once he is completely outside. His personal hell. I don't really have to go with you, do I? Victor seems a little worried about what Lucifer might actually say to him. Since you are my only way into the mortal realm right now, I would say that he wants to talk to both of us at the same time. Balthazar begins to walk towards the spot on the wall where they can actually exit and enter through the wall, the flesh-endorsed wall. I know, made of flesh, right? Well, shit. I guess that I will hear the music with you. Victor does not sound too pleased about it. So both of them walk through the opening and enter a long and narrow catacomb. There are two master demons standing in front of a spot on the wall to the left of them, and beyond the location where they are standing a little ways. Both of the master demons frown towards Balthazar and how he is getting into the mortal realm now. By the help of a human. Would you two idiots stand aside and let us through? Our master is waiting for us. Balthazar is not going to just let these guys think that they are better than him. You know what, Balthazar? You might have more demonic strength than we have put together, but that doesn't mean that we can't kill you. Our master is very unpleased with your actions. The guard standing on the right-hand side of the doorway announces. Don't give too much away. Lucifer is going to enjoy what he has in store for you. The guard standing on the left-hand side of the doorway snickers. Lucifer is going to do what he has to do. But as far as you two, you better watch who you are talking to. I'm not only stronger than both of you, but I'm also older and have been a demon longer. So I could kill you both right now, and my suffering wouldn't change. Balthazar looks downwards upon each of them one at a time, and then walks into the now open space in the wall. What he said. Victor follows the master demon, kind of excited the way he treats his fellow demons. Once they both are inside Lucifer's personal prison, they realize that the scenery is not like anywhere else in hell. They walk down a narrow stone corridor that is surrounded by fire. The floor splashes with every step they take. They look down and see that they are walking through blood, and it fills the dark corridor above, about 5 inches off the ground, and it fills the entire pathway. They take the first right and begin to walk down another corridor. The only difference between the current corridor and the last one is that there are holes in the walls, and with every hole there is a living, moving human head inside. They finally reach the end and are looking at about 15 steps, and then a huge platform which Lucifer is sitting comfortably in his throne. Legion is sitting in a smaller chair to the right of him, and Lilith is sitting upon the same size chair as Legion's sitting on, but of the left of Lucifer. All three of them are looking down upon Balthazar and Victor. It's about time you two showed up. I do have hell to run, and it is really overpopulated. I apologize for the inconvenience, my lord, but we are trying to make the mortal world more evil and steal as many souls as we can while we are there. Isn't that the reason you created us? Balthazar knows that he cannot backtalk Lucifer. He bows down on one knee, showing that he is a servant, ready to obey his master's commands. You should be. I'm so disappointed in you for letting the field agents of the Protectors of Earth close the gateway. But what is worse than that, you let them allow all of the souls that you have been collecting escape. Now I have to lend you some of my souls to feed yourself while you work with a human? Lucifer is getting angrier with every word that comes out of Balthazar's mouth. He looks upon Victor as though he is an insect, and all he needs to do is squash the bug. I highly underestimate these humans, but I know for a fact that this time will be different. How? Because you have a human who kills his own kind for the mere thrill of the kill? As a matter of fact, yes. Where I have failed, he will succeed. Only because, since he is a human, he will know more of their weaknesses than I will ever know, my lord. For your own sake, I hope that he does, because I believe your faith in this human is misplaced. I am giving you one more chance to kill these field agents. But if you fail me again, I'm going to strip you of your demonic powers, and I will see to it myself that you go back to the torture rack. Lucifer begins to warn his master demon of the consequences if he comes back alive with yet another failure. Thank you so much, my lord. You will not regret this. Balthazar finally stands back up onto his own 2 feet, believing that this meeting is over. Hold on, Balthazar. I'm not finished with you yet. Don't think I forgot about you neither, Victor. Just because you are still alive doesn't mean that I don't have control over you. Besides, where do you think your soul is going to go when you die? Lucifer has command of every single soul that resides in hell. The least that these evil beings can do is show him a little respect. What are you talking about? My soul might be going to hell when I die, but for now, nobody tells me what to do. Not even you. Victor begins to exit Lucifer's prison. He knows for a fact that Balthazar needs him at the moment, so for the time being, no supernatural force will dare touch him. Not even Lucifer. What if I told you that I can get your son back for you? What would you say then? Lucifer now has Victor's full attention. I would say, how are you going to do that? Balthazar and I can't find him. But if it is possible, of course, I want him by my side. Victor does not trust Lucifer. Not one bit. But he desperately wants his son back, before the protectors of Earth kidnap him and fill his fragile mind with their lies. The thing is that I know exactly where your son is, only because I had him possessed by a demon at birth. Why did you do that? I know that you are the Lord of Hell, but why did you have to put a grotesque and hateful demon into my innocent little child? The only good thing I have in this mortal world. You just had to take that away from me. You piece of shit. Victor pulls his machete out of its sheath, strapped around his shoulder. I did that just because of what you might try to do to mess up my plans. As long as I have custody of your child, I know for a fact that you won't double-cross me. You might have Balthazar fooled, but I know everything about you, even that secret that you don't want any being in hell to know about. You win for now. Victor places his machete back into its sheath. He turns around and exits Lucifer's prison, disappointed and very angry. What should I do, my lord? Balthazar still knows his place, and asking for orders seems like the right thing to do right now. Do exactly what you should be doing. Watch him, and make sure he doesn't do anything foolish. But, in the meantime, I want you both to kill viciously, and you better make damn sure that you steal their souls. Just remember, Balthazar, if you fail me this time, you will be stripped of your demonic powers, and I will raise somebody from the dead whom you already are acquainted with. Whom are you talking about? There is only one being that I know that is dead and stronger than I am. If you bring him back, there will be no telling what he might do. Trust me on this, my lord. He cannot be trusted. He is merely sleeping, and all I need is some fresh human blood to wake him. I won't need to trust him. The only thing that I want him to do, I bet he will do out of his own free will. Now get out of here before I change my mind. Lucifer's voice raises as all the fire around them grows with his anger. But my lord, what about my souls? If you want me at my full strength, I'm going to need them. They will be in your soul closet once you get back into your own personal hell. Now get the hell out of here before I change my mind. Yes, my lord. Balthazar exits Lucifer's prison. A little disgusted. He better not fail again, because if Lucifer raises whom he is thinking about, it won't be good for anybody living on earth or in hell. Well, that's chapter 2. I'm telling you, everybody, there's a show called Supernatural, and I'm telling you, this story gets good. I'm very picky when it comes to stories, but as it progresses, it gets good. Like, share, like, comment, subscribe, and happy Halloween.